What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to be taking a little bit of a look at some more of those new Saurian cards. They are a new house coming around in Worlds Collide, and we've looked at a bunch of cards from the house already. I'll put links to all those videos in the description, but we've got some new cards to be having a look at today, and we need to start off having a look at Favour of Rex. Also giving a lovely shout out to Brad of Amazing Spider Tank for helping us collate some of the images together. Favour of Rex gives you an amber bonus, and it reads, trigger the effect of a creature as if you had just played it. Now, this means that we are very much relying on coming into play abilities. So to use examples of cards which may or may not be in Worlds Collide, as I keep saying, we won't know for sure until we actually have a full set list. If you've got a helper bot, you get to play a non-logos card this turn. Although you can already play Saurian cards because you're on a Saurian turn, so you can use your third house. Yay! Kind of like using Exhume to play helper bot to play your third house. But you wouldn't be able to use a Yancey gang, for instance, to steal an amber. This allows you to reuse a playability. But that's really nice. We like playabilities. Something like Helperbot, the playability's really all it's got. You play it, it's got a phenomenal playability, and then it sits there as a 1-power creature with no elusive. Maybe you get a few turns of reaping. Maybe you can throw it at a Restring Guntus and take both of them out in one go. But most of the time, it's just going to be destroyed super easily. And if your opponent's got something like a Seeker Needle, for instance, then they can both destroy it and gain an amber for destroying it. And it's not looking great. Great playability, not very good after that. Well, Favour of Rex helps you out beautifully. Let's say you played a Helperbot on your last turn. If your opponent doesn't destroy it, you can use this to reuse it. But there are a couple of Saurian creatures we know we're getting that do have playabilities. Orator Hasaro. Now, it's got deploy, and you can't deploy because it's already down. But you get to ready and exalt each of Orator Hasaro's neighbours. Now, exalt means you have to put an amber on them from the common supply, and that means your opponent can then take those creatures out and get the amber, which is awkward. But they're ready, you can use them, and as I talked about in yesterday's video, where I talked about Orator Hasario, worst case scenario, as long as it's got 2 non-Saurian neighbours, you just reap. And you gain 2 amber right now, and then maybe your opponent takes out those creatures later on and gets the amber that you exalted onto them. But that means you get 2 amber now, your opponent gets 2 amber in the future. I'm fine with that. And there is a great combo here with Senator Shrix. Senator Shrix, when you play or reap, you may exalt it, but you can spend amber on Senator Shrix as if it were in your pool. Now, this gets very, very awkward because the more amber is on Senator Shrix, the more likely it is that your opponent is going to just absolutely hunt her down, take her out. Okay, fine. But at least in the short term, you get more amber on there that you can use. Or maybe you exalt amber onto Senator Shrix using this, and then you can combine it using that card that lets you move it to another creature. Chant of Hubris. Allows you to move an amber from one of your creatures to one of your opponents. And then, of course, you destroy them and you get that amber. The point is, any good coming into playability you've got on the board, this can help you use it again. And the wording here is extremely important. It does not say trigger the play effect of a friendly creature as if you had just played it. It says a creature. So if your opponent has got a play ability that you really want to use, you totally can. A very strange card that we're getting is Regrettable Meteor. Regrettable Meteor does give you an amber bonus, which we like, but it reads, destroy each dinosaur creature and each creature with power 6 or higher. Now, I've done a lot of the research so you don't have to here. How many Saurian creatures have been revealed so far that are not dinosaurs? 1. The only non-dinosaur creature we've had revealed from the Saurian Republic so far is Gargantodon, but unfortunately Gargantodon definitely does have power higher than 6. It is, by quite a wide margin, the most powerful creature we've ever seen. So this is awkward, because if you've got this, unless you get it mavericked in, it's gonna destroy all of your Saurian creatures. But you might not have any on the board. If you've got no Saurian creatures on the board, playing this to begin your turn and then playing your Saurian creatures, it's not an Omega, that would be good. And maybe your opponent's playing a Saurian Republic, in which case this can be used to take out a bunch of creatures, and that's really good. Or maybe your opponent is playing Brobnar, and Brobnar has a lot of powerful creatures like Troll and Lollop the Titanic that very much do have a power of 6 or higher. It really depends on the matchup here. There is a huge potential to put yourself in a position where you're just destroying your own creatures to gain an amber and it's not worth it. But played at the right time against the right deck, it's a board wipe. You just get rid of all of your opponent's creatures while you basically sit there laughing. We saw at the Poland Vault Tour last weekend that Grump Buggy was a very, very impactful card, and Grump Buggy increases keys for either player for each creature their opponent has of power 5 or higher. So if your opponent's using Grump Buggy, this is going to be a very nice counter. Alright, creatures of exactly 5 power will increase the cost of keys for Grump Buggy, but will not be destroyed by Regrettable Meteor. But other than that, you're golden. This is a card you need to be extremely careful of. Because the other thing is, we talked about exalting a moment ago. Yeah, exalting is something that the Saurian Republic do a lot. It's kind of their thing. So if you've got, say, 6 exalted dinosaurs, and you play this, you give your opponent all 6 of the amber, that is a very, very bad thing. And finally, Imperial Scutum. You need to be very careful when pronouncing this card. It is an upgrade, and it gives you an amber bonus. And just as a fun little side note, it is the first Saurian Republic upgrade we've seen so far, so yay! And it reads, this creature gains +2 armor, and destroyed, move each amber on this creature to the common supply. This is a phenomenal card for the Saurian Republic. I mean, the amber bonus alone is pretty good. The +2 armor is pretty good. I mean, put this on Gargantodon, 16 power, 2 armor, yes! But when it's destroyed, you move each amber on this creature to the common supply. I love this. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, Saurian creatures exalt, and like I've said, exalted is where you move an amber from the common supply onto the creature, but then when the creature is destroyed, that amber goes to your opponent. So it takes a couple of turns and your opponent's got to destroy the creature, but it essentially ends up with you do something that gives your opponent an extra amber, and that's not a good thing. If you've got an Imperial Scutum on this creature, you can exalt it, and then the amber goes back to the common supply, and I love it. I mean, look at something like Gargantodon. When that's in play, instead of stealing, each player moves the amber onto one of their creatures rather than just stealing it. We'll move it to Gargantodon, give it this new upgrade, and then, okay, you don't get the amber when Gargantodon goes down, but neither does your opponent. I'd still rather not have a Gargantodon in play and just be stealing. But actually, if me and my opponent are both stealing, Gargantodon means my opponent isn't stealing, I get the amber back. And then if there's an Imperial Scutum on Gargantodon, then the amber that I'm stealing goes back to the common pool. So neither of us are actually stealing, but I'm eventually getting my amber back, and my opponent's amber is going back to the common pool. I see that as a win, ladies and gentlemen. The fact of the matter is that the Saurian Republic is a house which is very much known for exalting. And this doesn't fix the problem, but it certainly helps to mitigate it, because now, instead of your opponent being able to essentially get the amber, it goes back to the common supply. If you can put this on a creature that you really want to exalt all the time, it's lovely. I mean, let's go back to Senator Shrix for a moment. Senator Shrix can spend the amber on it. So you sit there, and she can exalt constantly. Whenever you play or reap, you can exalt Senator Shrix. So you basically sit there exalting over and over again. And now you've got a 4-power free armor creature, and the worst case scenario is that your opponent destroys it and the amber goes back to the common pool from whence it came. Your opponent doesn't get the amber. Best case scenario, you've got a 4-power free armor creature, your opponent is unable to destroy her, and then you get to spend that amber and forge a key at the beginning of one of your turns. This is a really good upgrade that is going to lead to some exceptionally good combos. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, new Saurian Republic cards. I'm excited, and I think you should be too. And I'd like to know how excited you are in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk about games like Keyforge and any others that take our fancy. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, you can head on over to patreon.com/PTCGradio, which is a good place to do so. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.